Jen was like, how come nobody shows motherhood like it really is? Like everybody's got like
it really is.
beautiful
Yeah.
Instagram pictures, and it's also intimidating. And like, maybe we should make a video and show how it really is. And so we did, and that's how I Mom So Hard started. But after we did that, I got invited to a stupid pool party. So I had to go get a bathing suit or whatever. And I was trying on
Some of us hold on to baby weight for about 10 years.
I had a baby weight after 21 years.
Okay, great. It's a condition, yeah.
So I tried on these suits. They were as terrible as you can imagine. And I called Jen and I was like, this was the worst day ever. And she listened and she was a really good friend. And then she goes, I think this is a video. And I go, what do you mean?
It is. All right, everybody. So we are so excited about today's recording. But before we jump into this juicy conversation with hashtag IMOMSOHARD, Lisa and I are so excited to connect with you today. We've been talking about taking more listener questions, and we have got a great one today from Amy W. So I'm going to read it now, and then I'm going to let Lisa go first.
Oh,
all righty.
okay.
So Amy's question says, hi, ladies. When did y'all decide to tell your boys that they had autism, and how did that go? How did it look? I have a 9-year-old son who sort of straddles between level 1 and 2, and I've been playing with the idea of telling him that his brain works differently, that it's not wrong, etc., because I think he's starting to notice that he's a little different. Any advice? All right, Lisa, you want to go first?
Good question, Amy. Well, Amy, thanks for
Great
reaching
question.
out. We have wanted you guys to talk to us, and this is a great start. So I don't know if you have other children or if your son is an only child, but the catalyst for us in our family was that my younger twins, which are about 2 years younger than Connor, they were the ones actually kind of clocking that Connor was a little different. Mm-hmm. And they came to me and they were asking a lot of questions about their older brother. At that point, Connor was quite happily just living life as Connor. It felt wrong to me in my mom heart to tell his siblings that bit of information before I told Connor. So just that's a little context. Yeah. We then took Connor. I was actually divorced from his dad at the time, but this is one of those moments of parenting that's bigger than whatever's going on between you two. And as co-parents, we took him out for breakfast into one of his favorite restaurants. We did that in a restaurant because of the divorce so obviously if you can be in your own home, it probably would have been better. We weren't there as parents, but we went out and we explained to Connor that he had this diagnosis. And just to prepare you, Connor initially thought he was very sick. He thought he had a disease and he got scared. We had to quickly address that he was a healthy little boy, that he wasn't sick, that his brain just worked different. And the words that I chose for Connor was when I compared him to his siblings, I just said, for example, your brain, sometimes it takes your brain, your thought is a car and it rides on a country road to get to where it's going, where your sister and brother, when I tell them something or they do something, their brain thoughts in a car ride on the highway and they get there quicker. You both get to the same spot, but your brain took a windier road to get there. So sometimes that's why things take you a longer time or it's harder for you to process. And then I also told him it was a really beautiful brain because he saw things in the world that we didn't see and he was teaching us things. So I really came from a point of making sure he knew that, yes, things were different to validate any feelings he was having, but that he would eventually get to the same destination. And that also the different scenery on the country road is a lot more vivid than it is on the highway. You miss a lot on the highway. And he was bringing that to our family. So I hope that helps. Cool. That was how we chose to do it with Connor. And he walked away feeling really good about himself.
That was beautiful, Lisa. I love the road and the car. That's amazing. That's a great visual. I love it.
What did you guys do with Tanner?
He kind of initiated it himself because he went to a different school than his siblings. All from after 5K, he always went to a different school. And he didn't think much of it when he was younger and never really questioned it. It was just what we did. And then at one point, I think he was somewhere 9 or 10, and we were making a school change. And he came to me and said, well, why can't I just go to Calhoun Academy with everybody else? Why do I need to go, to this school? Why can't I just go to Calhoun Academy? So it was just a natural opener. And Mark and I just sat him down. And honestly, I didn't have the beautiful car visual, but we did the exact same thing. We were honest. And I said, Tanner, the way you absorb and learn is different than your siblings. And we kind of put it, I don't know if this was good or bad. We kind of put it on the school, and we said, the way they teach at Calhoun Academy just isn't right for you. I said, it's not the best way for you to receive information. And I said, where you're going to go at Glen Forest, they have teachers that are trained to teach kids that learn like you, and they can do a much better job of helping you learn your academics. And also they offer some other things that you need. And Tanner was pretty matter of fact about it. It was just, kids are so resilient. And I hope that's a hopeful thought. They usually take things better than we do. And like for him, he was safe. He was loved. He had a good home. He was like, oh, okay. And then he kind of like just moved on, went about his day. Yeah. Like, this is where I go to school, and this is why. So yeah, it was, when I look back now, the difficulty of that interaction was a whole lot more on my end than his. And I say that to be hopeful. To be hopeful.
And I do want to add on, I don't know if you have other children, but because what happened in our family was the younger siblings were asking about him, and I just refused to deal with them until I talked to Connor. Mm-hmm. We then in turn gave Connor whatever words he wanted, and we let him tell his younger siblings. So I don't know. And that made Connor feel really good about it. And he took a lot of ownership in like, hey, this is who I am. This, you've been asking mom and about why I do this. This is why I do this. This is what I just learned. And God, Jack was so little. I don't think Jack knew what was going on, but the twins were locked in on it. And we really and he was actually really cute. He stood like a little professor in front of the room and was like really excited to kind of tell his siblings the new information he'd learned about himself. So that is the way we chose. And I felt like it was empowering. It helped him own it. And again, he did have the initial fear that something was wrong though. Cause at the time, I think it was like, was it Asperger's syndrome? And he heard that. He's like,
syndrome.
Am I dying? Am I sick?
That makes sense. So,
yeah. So Amy, great question. I hope, good luck. Maybe DM us back and let us know what you chose to do and how it goes. Wishing you, we're right there with you in spirit.
Yes, wishing you all the best. All right, everybody. We have got a good one for you today. Let me ask you this. Have you ever hidden from your kids? Have you ever lied about the ice cream truck or questioned every parenting decision you've ever made?
Today's guests are about to make you feel a whole lot better.
They're two of the very funniest moms on the internet, but behind all the laughs are some very real stories about marriage, motherhood, getting older, and surviving it all.
And let's just say by the end of the episode, there are a few revelations that are going to make you feel a whole lot better.
And help me welcome to the podcast, Kristin and Jen from #IMOMSOHARD.
I got to chill out.
Absolute celebrity moms. I know.
Oh,
I got to calm down.
Stop. No. Hardly.
You're also so pretty. And
yeah.
cool.
You are
And
such good hype women.
I wish I would have upped my game today. I'm drinking wine from a can. I've got a dirty sweater on.
Are you kidding?
That's all right.
This is
I have
as
a big
good as it
lipstick
gets.
stain on my cup.
I'm wearing my
I was this close to a baseball hat, but I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
I felt like I wanted
You
to
guys
dress
are
up for you.
awesome.
I'm going to gush. When can I start gushing?
Gush.
Is it okay if I just do it now?
Go.
Okay.
Do it. Yes,
Because
now.
if anybody listening has not seen the show, run to watch Love on the Spectrum. It is we've been binging it because also there's not a lot of TV for the 11-year-old space that's still
the whole family,
interesting to them, but not, you don't want it
too
squeaky
much.
clean, but you don't want it filthy. This has been perfect. It's also perfect because since my daughter's going into middle school and I'm barely surviving that, her elementary school did not have classes where like she was with kids that were neurodivergent. So she is going into a middle school that has an academy for like dually exceptional students, and this has been the best education for her to like be introduced and fall in love with your sons and with everyone on the show. I think like you're doing such a service. Like it is the best of us. It's what the world needs right now is this show.
And for me as a parent, I know Connor was in public schools. I was a single mom for 5 years. I went through a lot with him, and to see that the lens that the world now looks at Connor is so moving to me, because Connor was ostracized, isolated. No one talked to him. They got treated like some oddball kid, and went to the prom with his sister's friend. You know, that was his experience. And now those very same kids are lining up for selfies, you know? So it's like a full circle moment, because when I was like, and Nikki's heard this ad nauseum, so I'm sorry, Nikki, but like Connor's never changed. He's never changed. So y'all should, what you're seeing now, you're just seeing him. You're just allowing yourself to see him. So I love that, doing that for your kids, because hopefully they won't overlook the Connors or the Tanners that they're about to meet. You know,
that is the greatest gift Love on the Spectrum has given the world. It has completely changed the perception, the way people see it, the acceptance level. That has been mind-boggling to watch, because Tanner was blessed in that he didn't go through a lot of bullying, but there was very definitely isolation and a lack of social opportunity. A lot of weekends just spent at home with mom and dad while everybody else was off. And he wasn't necessarily unhappy with that. To be honest, that was harder for Mark and I.
Of course.
You know, that knowing what wasn't happening. Yeah. And now to see him pursued and loved and admired, and it's hard to put it into words.
Well,
it really is.
Been no two better moms to be at the forefront of this whole conversation than you two, because we are seeing you guys mother in real time, and you're both killing it. Like, we're, as you know, autism aside, which it obviously is a whole bag of tricks, it is just watching you two parent with calmness, but also enthusiasm. I was saying Nikki would be an excellent improviser, because you're so yes Andy. Like when Tanner meets you with excitement, you meet him with excitement. And then Lise, I love that you give Connor shit. I love that he did not want to
piss him off on the regular.
Like, bro, you've got to tip better. And he was getting like fussy, and you were like, we're gonna talk about this again when you're calmed down. But you have to be a good tipper. And it's funny because we're having the same conversations with our kids. And so you guys are like laying track for being these moms that aren't precious, but are also loving, but are also to the point and direct and sweet and fun and cool. And it makes us feel like we can open our net a little bit and start taking risks. I think, and I would love to know what you guys think about this. When you talk about Connor and Tanner, like spending those days not invited to the birthday parties, and on behalf of moms, I wonder if there is a point where they're like, I just don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to do the wrong thing. I don't want to get it wrong. And then the effort isn't made simply out of being like, what is your thought on that? How would you tell moms to just, hey, take a shot, take a chance? What would be your advice?
I think for me with Connor, like, we always threw the elaborate parties that, and kids would come get their goodie bag, and then we'd never see them or hear from them again. Like my thought and prayer was, okay, we'll bring these kids over. They'll see how cool he is, or we'll do a party, and they would come and enjoy, and then they would just peace out. And then that was it. For me though, I would just say, there were a few students that were good leaders, and I've got to the point where I got to a place where I just wanted Connor to have one or two friends to reach out to. And I think I had to get over a lot. And it was mostly me projecting my own shit onto my kid. And I just think if you can separate that and just whatever was making Connor happy, because I don't even know that Connor enjoyed his big parties, to be honest. So I would just say, try to, you know your kid. But I mean, take the blessing of one or two friends. And sometimes the teacher can even help you if they're younger and say, hey, Susie Q or Billy is really sweet with your son. I would ask, can you ask the parents, can we make a connection? And I think there's just a lot of things society put on us that our kids should have that I subscribed. I went through a lot to have kids, had a lot of fertility issues. I wanted every bit of every experience. I was so selfish about it. And I wish I could tell my younger self, put your stuff on the shelf, back yourself up, and really look at what your kid wants. Because the actual fact was, Connor would eat lunch alone in high school, and I would cry about it. And I found out he loved it. He didn't want to talk to anybody. He was exhausted from keeping it together during class. He saw lunch as his downtime. And I saw
that is such a massive revelation.
So I
it
think
really
to
is.
have a
We've talked about
27-year-old man tell you that, he's 20, and me go, God, I wish I knew that then.
I think Love on the Spectrum does a lot of things, but you guys being these buoys of like a voice of reason, but also you're so funny. Both of you are very funny and there's
Yeah.
times where it
Nikki
comes
and I
out.
have.
You really have to be. Yeah. And I would, honestly, I would like to be funnier. Like my girls and I talk about that all the time. Like if people really knew how our family functions, I mean, they see a lot. Well, we're never untrue, but we're a lot funnier behind the scenes, and the shit we say to Tanner and the way we handle him. I mean, but you always worry, are we going to offend somebody? Is someone going to misinterpret us or take it the wrong way? Or think that we're, not respecting him. He is so used to us, and it's made him who he is. It's made him resilient. It's made him able to roll with things. It has softened the rough edges of the autistic personality and brought him down a few notches. And, like Lisa was saying, it's such a humbling thing. I mean, because it forces you to look at your intentions as a mother. And like, I think for me, I had no idea how much of my mothering was coming from my own internal goals and desires. I didn't mean to. I didn't have that conscious thought. But I had goals for my kids. I had expectations. I had things I knew Mark would love. I'm like, oh, Mark would love it if he, could do X, Y, Z. And when it became very apparent that he was not going to be able to do X, Y, Z, that was a big blow. And it really made me come to grips with your children are not you, and they are not there to be the next better version of you. They are there to be a completely new individual, and it is your job to help that individual be the best he or she can be.
That's the mind shift.
Yeah, and that was such a mind shift for me, but I didn't even know I needed to make the shift. Does that make sense?
Yes,
I had
of
no
course.
idea how locked down I was in that. And then Tanner we've always said, like, he makes us all feel very raw. Like, there is no bullshit with Tanner. He lives exactly as he is. He's so raw. So you sort of have to be that way to function with him. And he's not going to let you be fake because he's not fake.
I want to say this too about the rest of your children are all really nice human beings. Like they're great people. And it was funny when I was watching it last night because Kristin and I both, I have one cousin and he has extreme autism and I think some other things. So like right now he lives with a bunch of his buddies. Like he's 52. And, I think when he was like getting diagnosed, it wasn't exactly right. But he was such a big part of my life growing up for so long that when we were watching last night, my husband was like, wow, his brother and sister are like really flipping him shit right now. And I'm like, well, that's what you do with family. You don't really treat them any different.
Right. Yeah, you can't treat them like a glass, a breakable vase. I mean, they have to. That I think is the biggest gift of having a big family. It was built in socialization. It was built in modeling. It was built in support. It was built in unconditional love. And I know for us, we were always with our other three very like honest. We were like, this is not a fair situation. You are not always going to get as much of me as you would have if everybody was neurotypical, because your brother needs more than you do. But your life is going to be easier than his. And we always told them that straight up front. There's going to be things that for you are just going to happen and you're just going to learn and you're just going to absorb. It's not going to be an effort. For him, it is monumental. And that's the way our life is. That's the way our world is. Now we're all on one team. Everybody jump in, do your part, and let's all work hard and get the best outcome we possibly can.
Can you come talk to my family?
And then Nikki's like, now give me 50 push-ups. No, I'm kidding.
Is that what you
Absolutely.
do? Do you give push-ups? We do that. My son is like a Doberman. We got to run him. And I'm like, if he
love it.
gets mouthy, we give him push-ups. I'm not joking because we can't. And listen, he's coming to the table. I'm like, what's happening to you? You're 15.
Yeah.
And he is such a brat right now.
It's like your
bad.
sweet little boy who was like obsessed with you, and now
I know.
Testosterone.
And they
and
smell.
Testosterone.
They talk at 10 decibels.
All the time.
And random boners.
Random
Yes.
boners, and
It's the worst.
he's wearing
Oh my God.
underpants when he got that he was 7 that he doesn't want to throw away, and I'm like, they don't even cover everything. Like,
Adorably.
And then you're like, oh my
disgusting.
God, take it away. Don't touch me.
My 13-year-old, maybe we're watching too much murder after Love on the Spectrum, but he had a nightmare and is like, I go, what do you want? You want to sleep here? He's like, yeah, can I? So I slept him, me, 130-pound Labrador, and my husband. So
Oh God!
You don't
I
know
hope
who
it's a
to.
king. I hope it's a king.
it is
Barely.
a king. But
Thank God.
there's a lot of spread happening.
Well, I have a question for you, ladies. How did you two meet? When did you guys meet? What's the story of
tell
your
us.
friendship?
Jen and I are both from Nebraska, but we did not meet in Nebraska. We had moved out to LA at different times to pursue comedy and writing. And one night I was invited to a comedy show that my friend, okay, so my friend was going to be in a comedy show. In LA, it's hard to get audiences. It is a grind. So you always bribe people with free beer after. It's always the shittiest beer you're like, great, I'm going to get a Schlitz in the parking lot. Fine, I'll go. And so this place was called The Salon, which I thought was a cool name for an improv theater. But they named it that because it was a salon. So when you went in there,
hair
it
salon.
smelled like perm.
Okay.
It was
stop.
that. So
They just
I go-
crossed out the word hair
word-
on the sign.
Yeah, the hair had been crossed out, and I was like,
Were they
"God,
doing
that
hair during the
smells
day
like perm."
and then improv
No.
at night?
They just cleared it out. They should have kept the chairs. That would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
So
That would have been so funny.
we went in, and Jen was on stage, and I remember thinking, she is really funny, but she is wearing a lot of necklaces, and she's gotten so many accessories. How's she even working right now? How's she doing anything? And she made a couple jokes that I was like, wait, is she from where I'm from? Because she like made a chicken wings joke. She made a ranch joke, and I'm like, hold on, those are sparkly
Nebraska
objects.
things.
Then we got into a parking lot, and we were having drinks, and we were sort of like back to back. And then somebody came up to us, and they were like, do you guys even know that you're both from Nebraska? And then we turned, and it was like glass started to break, and we were like, do you know so-and-so? Do you know so? And it was just like, and then we found out
I
that
love
like,
it.
we'd gone to school in Lincoln at the same time, just different schools. We had the same friends. We knew all the same
That's
people.
because, like, to me, from an
was
East Coast
insane.
girl, Nebraska is so random. To me,
Sorry.
Oh, we should have
no
known
one-
each other. There's no excuse for it other
It is
than
not a
it's
big
just like
place.
that's crazy. And now you live near each other now.
Yeah, well, I knew more people at her wedding than she did, I like to say, because as soon as we like figured out we're both from Nebraska, we quickly figured out we lived across the street from each other in Los Angeles, which is crazy.
That's
We drove the same car. Hers was red, mine was blue.
Mini
Not the same-
Coopers,
we
like
weren't
real
sharing
assholes.
it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love Mini Coopers.
I mean,
We had enormous dogs,
my hot
and then
car.
so we were swinging singles, and so not swinging, but we were single,
Right.
Okay.
And so I'd take my clutch and put it under my arm, and I'd take my scooter and my heels, my BB heels, and smoke and go over to Kristin's and be like, "Get on, bitch, we're going to the bar."
By the way,
And
this is
then-
not a motor scooter. This is the
No,
old
it was
school razor
it's the- I
scooter
found it
that you
free
had to
on
Like
the
a
side.
foot?
Oh, no way.
Yeah, foot one in my heels, but I got really good at it. We immediately became friends. She actually met my husband the day before I did, and then she used to date my husband with me, and then she
That
met
sounds
Colin
gross.
on a Thursday.
But it was
I did
okay.
all the putting out. She just got the
Yeah,
free
okay.
meals.
Literally,
She's got the dinner.
She just
Jen-
entertained
Jen
the
is
space.
Jen is burying how long she met Britt. Immediately, they fell in love, and I was a broken bird because I just got out of a relationship, and I was the third wheel for so long, and I never got the hint because I have a hard time with social cues. And I did not know that maybe sometimes they wanted to go out just them.
be alone.
And literally every Saturday night, I'd be like, where are we going? And
What's going on?
They would take me with them. And this went on forever. And then I met my husband. And then I
That's
disappeared.
a real friend, though.
Yeah.
Oh, then you
Yeah,
start
right?
your new relationship.
Yeah, they met, got pregnant really fast, and I was still trying to convince my husband to call me his girlfriend. You know? Yeah, he was a real late bloomer. But I thought, like, after she had Finn, her oldest, I was like, well, she's got important things to do, so she doesn't need me anymore. And I remember like calling or sending her a text and being like, I don't know how you can hang out with me or if you even want to, but I can be to your house. I can whatever, just because I miss you. And there was like tires screeching outside my front door. And it was her and her husband with the baby in a car seat and a 6-pack in the other hand. And I was so excited because she needed me as a friend. So we always try to share with women. You need friends. You need to put yourself out there to make them. So how did you guys, I mean, you were in a similar situation, but different states. How did your friendship bloom?
I thought she was cool.
So
I sent her a
cool.
DM.
So
I was like,
cool.
all of my friends who were watching the show were like, you're going to be friends with her. They were like, that guy's mom. You two are so much alike. You guys are going to be friends.
Nikki is
and I
so
was like,
freaking sweet because you tell your side.
No, I was like, she's so cool. I was like, we're going to be friends for sure. Oh, this has got to go somewhere.
Okay, and I equally I thought she was cool, but I'm watching the show, and obviously Connor was like our season. We came on together, Tanner and Connor, and we don't know who's coming on. You have no idea.
Yeah, you don't know each other.
We
at
don't
all.
know.
Oh, wow.
So I'm watching, and then I see, and we don't see our parts at all. We know what they film, and then they go to edit, and you have no idea. We watch when you guys watch. We see
Scary.
Nadia die,
Very
like,
scary. It's
really
terrifying.
freaking out. I was watching this show, and I was watching our parts, and then all of a sudden, here comes Nikki, and I went, "I'm not the cute mom. I'm not the cute mom. I thought I was going to be the cute mom. I'm not even
Real
gonna be-
toss-up, ladies. I'm going to be honest. You're both hot stuff.
I'm
I
thinking,
think
I'm like,
oh, Nikki's a personal trainer. I'm like, fucking, of course she is. Sure she is. Because I'm over here with like cinnamon doughboy over here. I'm
Kristen, we got to do more.
no, I wouldn't even have been brave enough to do your swimsuit post. Like that was so.
What do you mean by
epic.
brave? You didn't think we were really hot? I'm
I
confused.
thought. Oh, sorry. You looked good.
I'll tell you about that video. This is how this went. We haven't really told this story very often, but so in the beginning when we started I Mom So Hard, Jen literally came over one night with baby Delilah. She was an infant, and toddler Dashiell, toddler Eleanor, and then we had my 5-year-old Finn, who got in trouble for dropping the F-bomb at school. And which was completely an accident. He had just heard it at home. So we were
right, heard it from you.
Yeah, he heard it from me. So
I don't know where at home you heard it.
everybody went outside for the first time ever. It never happens like this. Jen and I had 5 minutes to just start talk to each other, and she looked so tired, and Delilah would not stop, just needed her all the time, nursing. And we were laughing and we were crying at the same time. And Jen was like, how come nobody shows motherhood like it really is? Like everybody's got like
it really is.
beautiful
Yeah.
Instagram pictures, and it's also intimidating. And like, maybe we should make a video and show how it really is. And so we did, and that's how I Mom So Hard started. But after we did that, I got invited to a stupid ass pool party. So I had to go get a bathing suit or whatever. And I went to the mall like a dumbass, and I went in the dressing room, and I was thick. I was thick, and I was trying on
Some of
suits.
us hold on to baby weight for about 10 years.
I
just so
had a
you
baby
know.
weight after 21 years.
Okay.
I had
great.
a trainer go, I
condition,
said,
yeah.
I have baby weight I need to lose. And he said, how old is the baby? And I said, 4. And he goes, that's not baby weight. That's just weight. And I was like, well, fuck you.
Well,
You're not my
fuck right
trainer
off.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and he's exactly. That's why we don't work with him.
yeah. That's why we don't. So I tried on these suits. They were as terrible as you can imagine. And I called Jen and I was like, this was the worst day ever. And she listened, and she was a really good friend. And then she goes, I think this is a video. And I go, what do you mean?
It is.
And so we were so busy. We had so like just the idea of like having these toddlers and babies, and that we were trying to do this thing. And Jen was learning to edit while the baby was like nursing, was insane. So we really did work fast, which I think was kind of a blessing, because we didn't have time to worry about what we looked like, if everything was perfect, if everything was together. It was kind of like, do it right now. Do it
Overthink
right
it,
now.
yeah.
And so we had no time to think, because I think if I would have thought it, I would have said no. So we went to TJ Maxx. The question everybody asks us is, where did you find those hideous suits? It was the fastest thing we did of the entire video, which was 5 minutes in the middle of TJ Maxx. We put that video together, and I kept saying no, because I just was worried, and I saw myself, and I was like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And then my good friend Jen sent an edit that was pretty good. And I go, okay, that one's pretty funny. And she goes, are you good to post it? And I go, well, let's post it when we're at the airport together. And she translated it as, let's post it and we'll look at it at the airport together. And so we get on a flight, we go to Seattle, and we get back, and there were 10 million views already. Like, we didn't even understand. This was 10 years ago. This is before these numbers.
Right, when that was massive.
That's huge.
I was like, this is the video I thought nobody would watch. And this is the video every single ex-boyfriend I've ever had has seen. And he does not feel bad that I'm the ex. You know what I mean? So that one was
That's what friends do.
yeah. So that one was a really catastrophic post. But the thing that was really special was that we did not get to manage the page the 2 hours we were on a flight. So the comments were open. People could post pictures on Facebook of themselves. And we looked at the post, and we were like, oh my God, women are posting pictures of themselves. Like, I'm going to the beach today because of this video. And we were so worried.
Oh, that's amazing.
they were
I'm
gonna
telling
be
you, I
trolls.
loved it.
But it was all positive. And we were
Supportive.
Oh, y'all,
this
that's
is why
so
women
great.
are awesome. Like, this is what
Yes.
women can be and are. And we
Need.
show too much of
And
the
what they
catty
need,
stuff and not enough of the friendship stuff. And so Jen and I, then we were just super juiced after that and just kept doing it. And then
That
it
is
became a live
amazing.
show, and that's what we're doing now.
Y'all, I think it's amazing. And don't you think we all as women, I never look at other women's social media and pick them apart and criticize every little detail and think about, I'm usually thinking, oh my God, she has fabulous hair, or I love the way she does her makeup, or her style is incredible, or she's so witty. I love the way she phrases things. That's usually what's going through my head.
I'm
we
not
are
that
the ones,
pure. I'm not I'm not that.
Well, I was going to say, I feel like a jerk because I started this little bit by saying, I'm not the cute mom, like Nikki's and I sounded like jealous and catty, but I do want to go back then and just say I did see her up there, and I thought it did cross my mind. I'm just being real. But then I watched her, and I'll be honest, I thought they were such a cool family.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say this.
This is so funny to me.
I thought they were super. I have a potty mouth. I'm from Boston. Like, fuck's my second word. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like,
thank God you said that already.
No,
I felt
I'm
really
like
bad there for a second.
Totally a potty mouth. I'm little, I was a single mom. Like, I'm a little like, I'm out there. I'm not everybody's flavor. I'm just like, you like me or you don't. Like, there's really not a middle with me. And so when I saw her, and he was so polite, and he had his Bible verses on the wall, I was like, oh my God, they're so cool. Like, she looks cool, but like, she'd hate
She's
me.
way too uptight for me.
Well, I
Yeah.
just thought they would be such a sweet family. Like, I would just be on my.
And then we met.
And then I met her.
And she
I
was like, oh,
hell, this is my girl.
That's
this
great.
bitch is all right. Yeah.
So that's how
awesome.
the show brought us together, and we laugh about how short of time, but in that time we've traveled together. Our sons presented at the Emmys together, and that was an ugly cry moment for both of us.
Yeah.
We were.
That was
There's not a lot of
Crazy
people like
moment.
can bond over this specific experience with, and to get to do it with a mom like Nikki, it's so cool. And there's the other moms are great. We're also pretty close to Christine,
yes.
Abby's mom. She's one of us, but she's just on the West Coast.
Right.
But it's just such a weird experience. Like, you're on this Netflix
is.
show, your kids go from nobody to everybody. You know, it's
Also,
yeah.
they're
So
dealing with something that can socially be hard for them, I'm sure, to take
Yep.
on. I mean, it's overwhelming. Oftentimes we feel, Jen and I sometimes feel like we
anybody, yeah.
have, what do you call it? Like dysmorphia, where you're like one time we were going out on stage and it was a sold out house and it was huge and it was so loud. And I think it was the Atlanta show. And Jen goes, is Sinbad here? Like, why is there so many people here? And I just remember looking at Jen and going,
who are they here to see?
Here for us? Like, and then of course,
That's crazy.
I still get like such stage fright, and I'm like, I should have been a dentist. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm sure as your kid who lives out on the outside of you, and they have these things that are, you know, challenging. I'm sure you guys are like, you need each other so much.
we do for sure.
and especially
been really
with some of
cool
the
how, like-
online hate.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I was going to
insane
say.
to me.
They came for
you
us,
have to
man.
be you have to
Yeah.
be congratulated for your vulnerability, because you are putting your families out there.
Yeah.
You're putting your parenting up for criticism. Every single part of your life can be picked apart. And we know that there are some assholes that do.
Oh, aren't there?
And how
There are a lot.
how do you deal with that?
Literally
Teach
lean
us.
on each other so much. Like
We really do.
it's weird when Nikki's strong, I'm weak.
We
That's
kind
so
of trade
funny.
places.
You, Lise, I feel like you and I have similar personalities, and Jen and Nikki have similar personalities, because I also think that I'm weak and Jen is stronger, because in those moments she's a little more resolute than me, and I'm always like, but we've also found that it's really helpful to laugh at the shit that people say about us, and if it goes too far, we get in there and handle it. But I also have an Arya Stark list that's like, someday I'll kill everybody on this list. But we have a. But Jen, we got a DM from a woman. I wish it was 5 like swipes of your phone long. Of
Oh, I
her
hate those.
hating us.
No.
And my first thought was, we need to make this into a monologue and do it on stage. It is so
yes.
unhinged. You know, when people become keyboard warriors and they think they're just being so flip or cool or rude for the rude's sake online, it's just, they would never say that to your face. They would meet your families and love you. They would meet you guys and love you, and everybody should be thinking
never
about
say that
before
shit to you.
They would never
it really
ever
needs
say
to be
it.
studied. It really does, because it is a bizarre psychological thing of our time.
It's like
Right.
you know,
mental
I just
illness
can't
or mental
imagine.
health is not well.
100%.
For me, it's like when we get these. So it really got to me, and I ebb and flow with it, and you know, I hear, you know, don't read it, don't look at it. I've literally will never ever again go on Reddit. I don't want to know, and I don't want my friends to tell me. I don't want to know about it. But basically, inspired by Brittany Kellogg, who we had on our show a couple weeks ago, she takes out the trash on Tuesdays, and she goes and she leans right in. So Nikki and I have kind of started with that, and we had a commenter basically say, I won't do it justice, I'm going to paraphrase, but she basically said, I'd be autistic too if my mother was if my mother was as insufferable as these two.
All right, all I need is a name. Just
I
give
need
me
a
a name.
name, and
and
I was like, we're gonna pull
name,
up.
please.
Get your hands
Arya Stark list.
yeah.
Put her right. She's number 473.
I got a
God,
lot.
I love the Arya Stark.
We also did a podcast where we called people out.
If they're going to write it publicly, you should be able to call them out publicly.
I agree
mean,
with that. Your name, they know their name and face is next to that comment. So what are you protecting them for? Like they put it.
No, I mean, like, you feel this way about me. Let's talk about it. Yeah.
It's not worth picking the fight. I mean, it's something between you, and you guys can talk together, but don't engage, because it's not safe, and it feels so good once in a while to get a swing in. I'll be the first to admit. I can't tell you. I take screenshots. I say exactly what I want to say. I screenshot it, and then I send it to Jen or to myself, because it helps me exercise the demons. And then I don't say anything, or I say, bless your heart, which we all know means fuck right off.
It's different though. Like when somebody comes for you personally, you're like, no, I know I'm trying to be funny. I'm trying to be kind of like silly or dumb in this situation.
Off the wall.
But it is a different thing when they come for your family. Like,
Like that's like my
yeah.
daughter has been attacked. Like that's when and my daughter will see me in the comments. She's like, "What are you?" stop, mom. Like, stop. I'm like, no,
Right.
I'm going to fight these people. Like,
Yeah.
or, my daughter
Yeah.
gets a lot of, you use your brother for this or that. And it's
That must be so hard.
That's the other thing too. Like if people stopped and really thought about the realities of things, like with, in Lisa and I's situation, we have 27-year-olds. Well, they have come so far and are exceeding far above original expectations when they were diagnosed. However, with all due respect, neither one functions at a totally typical 27-year-old level. And that's not a criticism. That's just reality. So when these people come in, the comments that are like, you family members are just hanging on for the fame. I'm like, do you think they could handle editing and producing and, coming up with content and, doing the calendar and handling the Zoom calls? And do you think they could do that by themselves? Do you think they don't need a support system? Like, why do you love them? You love them because of their unique difference. Did you not read the room, buddy? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, look at what you're looking at. Like, how do you think this got to the screen?
I'm going to milk you ladies for advice because you're smart.
Okay. Do it.
This is very real in my life right now. I have a couple of mom friends who have children who are dealing with different, it's like just getting diagnosed, like seeing exactly what their specific kind of autism is, like what is all affected. And I don't always know how to be a good friend. Like sometimes I'll see them post on Facebook, like, this hurts my feelings when people do this. And I'm like, oh my God, do I do that? How do I be a good friend to that mom?
First of all, some of that, and I hate to say it like this, but I'm going to say it like this because I went through it on that your mom friend side. I got so jealous and I had a hard time. And I think about my friend Tiffany from Texas because our boys were baby friends together and I didn't have Connor's diagnosis. And then every time Luke did something, almost didn't want to know, and I certainly didn't want to celebrate it. That wasn't Tiffany's fault, and that wasn't Luke's fault. That was on me.
But that's so honest of you.
I love that you're a good friend, but you've got to be able to celebrate your kid and enjoy your stuff too. And I hate to be so cold about it, but some of that is well and truly her issue. And it could, like it was mine, but also on the flip side of that, to soften is I would really almost like my friends didn't know what to say to me, so they said nothing, and it almost hurt more. I would say, reach out. What's going on? What can you celebrate right now? What are you having trouble with? Don't be afraid to reach out, because the not looking like, okay, Luke's over here doing basketball awards. I won't really look or talk about Connor. Don't do that. But
Right, that
also
hurts, yeah.
celebrate your damn kid too. And I'm sorry, and have your friend call me. Like, I'll help her walk through that side of it. But you can't feel bad for enjoying and milestoning with your child. But also, don't be afraid to reach in and be like, hey, how's it going? Is there anything to celebrate? It's the friends who like politely just were like, never really connected. They didn't take a ton of interest because they just didn't know what to do or what
to say.
they were going to get.
I had one friend who literally, I if I gave her $1 for every hour she listened to me bitch and whine and moan about autism over the phone, she'd be a millionaire by now. I mean, she didn't have the answer. She had 3 neurotypical children. She didn't know. She couldn't really relate because she didn't have that, but she just let me bitch and let me be fearful and let me be negative and let me be frustrated, and just letting them get it out. And like Lee said, sometimes the most precious gift I could have used that I did not get much of was time. Someone to lovingly, safely take Tanner and give me a freaking break, because they are, and like, know that they're genuinely going to, even if it's 2 hours, you can go to the grocery store, a hair appointment or whatever by yourself. You know that your child's going to be entertained and engaged. And even if they have strange, odd behavior or they have high maintenance behavior, that person that has them is going to keep them lovingly and safely for that amount of time. That was the biggest gift anybody could have given me at that time.
That's
and
great.
for
That's
me
great
not to
advice.
feel like I was imposing upon them. And I think the other thing you can do is teach your neurotypical children that those kids matter too. They are not invisible. They are not weird. They do not, they don't not want relationship. They just don't show it the way they do. So teach your kid to go looking for them. I think is a huge gift you can give the
great
family
piece
as
of
well.
advice.
Love that. Will do. I'm going to ask another question that from like my standpoint with my friends is like, I feel like I don't want to tell them what's annoying or upsetting or frustrating with my kids because theirs is so much bigger. And I think sometimes that makes it hard for me to have those conversations.
Also,
you know,
with my kid, you spend 10 minutes with him and you'll very quickly figure out what's annoying about him. That's just
It won't take long.
annoying, frustrated, all of the feelings. Like that's just, you'll figure that out on your own. You'll
you know,
see
I
it
don't
in
want to complain that
Technicolor.
my daughter asks me 80 times a day to go to Starbucks. And I'm like, we can't afford all of these demands. But like
Right.
to say that to a mom who has a nonverbal child, am I being an asshole? Am I being a bad friend?
I don't think so. And if anything, as a mom, I would feel like part of the damn mom club that we're just having a regular mom conversation and we're
A good
mishmashing.
conversation. I agree.
And
I agree.
and if you really are close to me, you can be like, hey, I don't want to be insensitive to your situation or what you're going through, but I also, you know, you're my friend and it's you and me. And I just want to talk to you like I'm talking, you know, and I don't know how frank you can be, but I also just am a firm believer of that this is your experience. And as a good friend, when I was having my issues and I had them, I was jealous and I was mad. And I isolated myself from it. I think it would have been cool. And I just think people don't know what to do kind of in the boat you're in. I think what would have helped me is my friend just being like, hey, what's going on over there? What's up with Connor? How's he doing? Is there any cool things going on? Any celebrations? What's tough right now? Just to let me get that out. Then I think even being seen and heard for a second would have made me a little more open to hearing, well, what's going on with your kids? Because then you start to feel like you're not so out of the club. Because
Right.
you feel so out of the club.
You do.
When
You feel
get
so alone.
Diagnosed and then you're over here.
Yeah.
And then
we
you know,
have
so
heard
I
that
Thank you
from
for
moms.
letting me make this about me as I so craftily do in every conversation.
Well, we've run in, you know, we have this wonderful mom collective, and obviously every kind of kid we have parents with every kind of kid you can imagine, from like just even having like quote unquote normal difficulties all the way to physical challenges and whatnot. And we do our live show, which is a stand-up show, and we go through the women's bags. It's one of our really fun bits that we've been doing for 10 years.
funny.
And we found we went
Bitches
through
be
this
crazy.
woman's bag, and she had all this tubing, and we did not know what the fuck it was. It was literal tubing. And so we made it into like the biggest like beer bong. We were just trying to figure like, how do we make fun of this thing? It did not occur to us that her kid was severe and profound in a chair, and this tubing was for. So when she came to the meet and greet, she told us that tubing is for their wheelchair, and both of us like wanted to barf.
I thought it was for
And
chewing.
she goes, no. I'm so grateful that you made fun of me, just like everybody else. That like there was
Anyone
nothing
else.
about
Yes,
me,
I
and I
agree.
was like, good God, what have we done? But I can see what she means.
No.
But still, there was a part of me that was like,
yeah, I would have
For
been
the
like,
love of
I'm
Jesus.
psyched. I'm getting made fun of. And this is,
And
I love
and
it.
There was
I
a
think that's the
group of-
best thing you can do. Normalize.
It felt like we did it safely, and thank God we were just making fun of her as we would anybody else.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
My 6th grade teacher came to one of our shows, and I forgot she had had both of her feet removed. And I went through her bag, and she had these like socks for the prosthetics.
Yeah.
I don't know how I forgot that, ladies, but I did, and I made fun of her. I put the socks on my boobs, and
And she was delighted. Listen, we're not saying we're doing it right,
I'm still
ladies.
dealing with it.
Well, y'all, this was so fun. Thank you
So
so much
fun.
for taking the time.
my cheeks actually hurt.
I know, me too.
Well, I think we podcasted.
We
I think we did.
podcasted.
We podcasted.
We podcasted so hard.
so hard. so
hard.
freaking hard. Okay, Lise, how fun was that?
Oh my gosh. I think I've said before, my cheeks, they actually, like these muscles are killing me. They are funny.
We need to
wish I
make it
could
a
be
goal
that
to go to
funny.
one of their shows. Yeah, we need to make it a
Yes.
goal. That would be such a fun girls' night out.
One of my next, come to LA with me next week.
I need to go. Well, one of these times I'm for real though. I'm not kidding.
You need to.
Like,
We and Tanner.
We'll tag along and just find something to do out there
Hang
when you
out.
guys are busy. So that would be, yeah. And see
No,
some of these people.
they are
we've met.
so funny.
They were amazing.
Don't you wish you could
They
be
were
as
amazing.
funny? Like, they're just funny.
Oh, they are. And just so real and so amazing, and but yet so cool and kind. And I mean, I loved it. They were great.
I
Oh, and
can't
we need to-
say enough about it. I cannot wait to meet them in person. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's weird
Absolutely.
when you
That's-
see somebody so cool like that and they do really cool stuff, and they were really hyping us up, which made me feel so good.
I know.
Like, oh my God.
Me too. They were so nice. They were so, no, it was awesome, awesome episode. I loved every minute. Would love to do something with them again.
We hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. I hope you got a few laughs and really listen in there, because sometimes Jen would make a little comment that you could almost miss, but man, they were funny little things.
She was funny. She's sharp. She was so funny. That was great. But it was a great episode. Another good one in the books. We're so glad that all of you were along for the ride with us. And speaking of that, it really, really helps us out if you leave a rating, a review, like, subscribe, share, favorite, tell your friends, tell your mailman, tell your UPS man. Just keep on listening, keep on sharing, keep on watching.
Yes, we want you guys to help us build this community, and we're excited. And like she said, if we're listening to us, a rating and a review on there would just help us so much, and we can get more quality programming out there to you the more we build. So we're really excited. Thank you.
Yes, thank y'all so much. And as always, we
love you.
mean it. Have a great week.
Pioneer.